Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5:30.
Some people might call it a bit of a miracle. Others might say it's a simple twist of fate. We'll let you decide. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Tonight, Valley News Team's Neil Carlson has a surprising story of crime and restitution from the reservation at Red Lake, Minnesota.
Red Lake has a lot of good people, a lot of good up here.
Times are always tough for many people on the Red Lake Nation. Unemployment here runs at over 50%, and the average lifespan is only 45 years. Drugs and crime are big problems. St. Mary's Mission and School are one of the poorest in the entire country. Last week, someone stepped into Father Jerry Rogers' office and took his wallet and the Sunday collection, totaling $530. However, when word of the theft spread, folks who have very little quickly gathered an envelope of over $2,000 for Father Rogers.
It was just an unbelievable, beautiful gesture that speaks of these people.
Folks here don't have a lot of money to give.
They don't. And the people that came to the door on Tuesday and Wednesday, they came in with hands full of change and dollar bills. And they said, Father, we don't want you to think that we're all like that. So here, this is all we've got, but we want you to have it.
But the story doesn't end here. In fact, it gets a bit more amazing. Since his wallet was taken, Father Rogers needed to replace his driver's license at the DMV office in Bemidji.
And they told me it was going to be $16.75, and I thought to myself, God, my wallet was taken. I don't have my wallet. And I did bring a checkbook.
That's when something special happened here in northern Minnesota. Father Rogers remembered he had put some of that donated change in his pocket.
So I pulled it out, emptied out my pockets. We counted it up. It was exactly the amount I needed, to the penny. I mean, and the lady that was waiting on me looked at me, and I looked at her, and it was hard not to tear up. Red Lake has a lot of good people, a lot of good up here.
From Red Lake, Minnesota, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
Father Rogers also served parishes in Detroit Lakes and East Grand Forks for many years before taking on his ministry in Red Lake. A man is under arrest after authorities found a homemade pipe bomb in his car. The driver has been identified as 26-year-old Mitchell Anderson of Fargo. He was arrested for possession of an explosive, marijuana, and drug paraphernalia. He was also arrested for misdemeanor driving under suspension. Now, the North Dakota Highway Patrol stopped Anderson, who was speeding south on I-29 between the 32nd Avenue and 52nd Avenue exits in Fargo. During the traffic stop, the vehicle was searched and the pipe bomb was discovered in the glove box. The Red River Valley Bomb Squad safely retrieved and transported the explosive device to a secure location. Another awesome day, and we're hoping the sunshine and warmth will stay with us for a couple days. Justin, is there anything that'll stop us from getting outdoors this evening?
No, there shouldn't be. It's really nice out there right now. Temperatures have risen above 70 in the Fargo area, still with plenty of sunshine. Let's take a look at the temperatures from around the area. We're near 70, also Devils Lake, Valley City, Jamestown, and into the mid-60s, Fergus Falls, Detroit Lakes, Roseau, and up toward Thief River Falls. Wind speeds look like this. Now, we are seeing mainly a northerly flow right now. Wind's not that bad, mainly between 5 and 10 miles per hour from the north, from Fargo, points south, and points off to the east. But look out toward Jamestown, Bismarck, Minot, Devils Lake. They're seeing more of a southerly flow, and that is bringing in the warm air, especially as you make your way into western North Dakota, where Bismarck, Dickinson, Williston, into the upper 70s to mid-80s right now. We're going to tap into some of that warm air coming up for the day tomorrow and for Friday. Just a few passing clouds from Grand Forks to Devils Lake to Langdon. That's it. Other than that, we're seeing mainly sunny skies. We might see a few passing clouds later on tonight. Temperatures falling to near 60 by 9 p.m., then back into the upper 50s afterwards as that wind flips more around to the south. So we'll tell you how long this great weather will last and the next chance of some moisture when that'll occur coming up a little later on the newscast. Christine?
Okay, thanks, Justin. Ohio Governor John Kasich has dropped out of the Republican presidential race. Kasich officially made the announcement at a news conference in Columbus today. He became the last challenger to Donald Trump suddenly on Tuesday night after Texas Senator Ted Cruz dropped out following disappointing results in Indiana's primary. Even before winning his home state of Ohio in March, Kasich was facing pressure to get out of the race. His campaign never became more than a spoiler run designed to keep Trump from getting the 1,237 delegates needed to win the nomination before a contested convention. Cleanup week across the valley is halfway done, and hopefully you've been able to do some spring cleaning. It's common for people to put items on the street that could be worth some money. Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker explains how much you could make by making a stop to the scrapyard.
Air conditioners, 5 cents a pound. Junk batteries, 25 cents a pound. Laptops, servers, computer towers, $2 a piece.
At Bernath Recycling, they see and take just about anything.
Most of your aluminums are 40 to 55 cents a pound. Copper's anywhere from $1.70 to about $1.95 a pound.
With prices like that, you might find it ironic that the same items you could be getting paid to bring to a scrapyard end up on the boulevard during the first week of May. But Fargo resident Julie Fay says a lot of people, herself included, aren't looking to make a quick buck off the stuff they set out in front of their houses during cleanup week.
There was such a small amount, and I was hoping that of the few things I did put out, that somebody might be able to use some of them.
Besides helping those looking for some gently used items, there's also another big reason people bypass hauling their unwanted items to the scrapyard.
I have an old Honda Civic, and there's not a lot I can get in there.
I think a lot of people just don't have the means of moving it. They don't have pickups to haul it, or it's, maybe not worth their time to do it.
Cornelius Hawker, Valley News Live.
If your city does cleanup week, you're urged to be mindful of the items you put on the curb, making sure there are no hazardous materials that could harm the environment. We have the results of the Mule Deer Spring Survey, and there's good news for North Dakota hunters. The population has increased, and biologist Doug Lear from the North Dakota Game and Fish Department says there are many factors that are contributing to the success. One of them being the number of tags available to hunters.
We've reduced the tags. We have not allowed any doe harvest in the last 4 years. So again, a couple different factors coming together should hopefully improve the mule deer population.
Here's a look at some of those numbers. Overall, the mule deer population has increased by 21%, and over 2,000 were counted. You can also see the specific number of deer per square mile from 2015 to 2016. Well, it was a swing and miss for the Thompson School District after its third school referendum attempt failed by a fraction of a percentage point. The district tweeted this information, releasing the unofficial results. According to the tweet, 582 people voted yes, 399 voted no. 60% of the vote was needed to pass, but it wasn't reached. The school website states there was a record turnout with 981 total votes. Voters were deciding on an $11 million proposal. The money would have been used to build new classrooms, a new technical education wing, and other improvements. In Moorhead, it's a much different story as a groundbreaking ceremony put into action a plan that has been in the works since last November. Students will call the new elementary school home in the fall of 2017, and it's located on the corner of 24th Avenue South and 42nd Street South. It will house kindergarten through 4th grade students. Folkways and Kilbourne Group are celebrating the life of famed citizen activist Jane Jacobs on what would have been her 100th birthday. Jacobs is best known for her activism that went against the traditional ideas of what a downtown should be. For example, she wanted downtowns to have a mixture of work and play, a concept that's used in many cities today.
I think it's important for people to actually get out and walk and experience this, and you can start pointing out what are the features of great downtowns, and when people are exposed to it, then they can start to see how design matters.
If you go to the Google search page, Jacobs is today's featured Google Doodle. It's been months since his time on The Voice, but Blind Joe is still a star in the Red River Valley. And now the country music singer is releasing a new album. By the Fans for the Fans was recorded thanks to those who donated money on Blind Joe's GoFundMe page. The music has 12 songs, 9 of which are originals.
It kind of reaffirms the fact that, kind of like what Blake and Pharrell and Adam and everybody said on The Voice, is that this is really what I was born to do. And so it's awesome, man. It's a wonderful gift that I have, and I'm truly blessed to be able to sing for so many people all the time.
To pre-order the album, we have a link on our webpage, valleynewslive.com. Simply just click on our Hot button.